Last year, I hit such a low in my health that I thought there was no bouncing back, there was no saving me, and I was like, I'm kind of stuck like this forever. But of course, that's not true, and I realized something recently, that it's not about having it all together all the time. It's about having the right habits and routines in place so that when it hits the fan, you're okay and you can still get through it and you will be fine. This is what I'm calling mental wealth, and I'm really excited to be sharing in today's video how you can level up your 2025 by investing in your mental wealth. Hello friends, it's Marianna and welcome back to my YouTube channel, and also happy new year you guys. This is my first video of 2025, and if you're anything like me, this video is very necessary. To me, January was kind of like this trial period. I've had a lot going on in my personal life, in my work life, in like family life, just a lot of things have been happening. I kind of am taking January as like a freebie, trial doesn't count period. February is where I'm gonna take it really seriously and we're all gonna level up together, especially with the tips from today's video. Before we jump right into talking about mental wealth, obviously I mentioned that in today's intro, and that's kind of like what everything is about in this video. I really want to shout out Magic Mind. They have so kindly sent me their product once again, and I'm really excited because I did get to try this last year and they are fantastic. As you can see, they're like these little bottles that are called a mental performance shot. They are filled with so many like great things, which is perfect for our mental wealth and literally making sure that our mind and body are aligned and just doing what they have to be doing. And I will be talking a little bit more about them later in today's video, but just so you know, if you're interested in trying this, I do have a link that is literally like the first thing in my description box, so if you want to try it, you can get a really nice discount. But for now, let's get into it and kind of learning a little bit more about what mental wealth is. So what exactly is mental wealth? Because we hear mental health, right? And we know that wealth usually means like having a lot of money. So if you put the two together, mental wealth is kind of like having a savings account but for your mind and body. Essentially, you're going to be investing in habits and routines now. Things like healthy sleep, balanced diet, managing stress, all of those things are going to help you build your mental wealth jar. And then when life gets a little bit crazy and a little bit tough and you're kind of struggling, you have that reserve of all these great things to help you keep going without any big crashes or like slump periods, basically. I think it's a perfect analogy because if you know anything about me and this channel, I actually really love personal finance and I talk a lot about that. So thinking about my mind and body in that way is really helpful. So I hope that this like little jar figure here kind of helps you as well. And something as well that I always say is that I would rather always have it and not need it than need it and not have it. It's the same thing with like an emergency fund. I would rather have that but never need to touch it rather than not have it but then something comes up and I'm like screwed because I have nothing saved up. It's similar to like our mental and physical health. We don't really think about what can we do today so that we don't need to do something later. If I do mobility and strength training consistently every week, it probably means that when I'm older, I'm gonna be way healthier, way more mobile, and be able to do things way more independently than if I had never done that in my whole life. Instead of it being something like saving money, you are investing in your own habits and routines. I'm saying that kind of over and over, I realize, so let's just jump right in and talk about ways that you can invest in your mental wealth. The first thing I'm going to talk about is all about managing stress and also increasing your mental clarity. There are a couple ways that I like to do this. One of my favorite ways to kind of help me calm down if I'm overthinking a lot and just clear my mind is definitely through journaling. Getting my thoughts from my head onto the page, but like physically and not just on my notes app, is so therapeutic for me and just so helpful. It's literally like I have this cloudy brain and I can just kind of wipe it clean. It's definitely something that I struggle to do very often like last year, but whenever I do it, it really helps me to kind of relax and stop overthinking. And it's something that I have been implementing a lot more this year and I hope to continue to implement as well because that's just me investing in my little wealth jar. Another thing that I love to do to help me with my mental clarity is to reduce my caffeine intake. This is actually a perfect place for me to talk about Magic Mind with you guys because this little shot is so helpful to help you reduce your caffeine intake. They're not here to replace caffeine, so like I still have my morning coffee, but instead of having another 2 or 3 in a day, I'll have my morning coffee with a shot of Magic Mind and then I'm kind of like set because Magic Mind has so many benefits. It has things like matcha and ashwagandha and lion's mane and L-theanine, and it's full of so many different vitamins, so it's not going to give you a crash and it's just kind of giving you that mental clarity to kind of get things done. And as you can see, it's nice and like a smaller shot. I personally like to take these just as a shot in the morning but I know some people like to kind of make an oat milk latte with them and then add it on top. So you can kind of have this however you want. I find it to be quite a nice taste as well, so I do really like having this. I look forward to it every morning. So if you're anything like me and you want to have a calm mind with lower stress and just some good consistent energy, then you should definitely try Magic Mind. I'm really excited because I have a really nice offer code for you guys, which is 45% off their new bundle, which actually includes the sleep elixir as well. I haven't gotten a chance to try the sleep elixir, but I will be definitely trying that very soon. So click the link below so that you can try out Magic Mind for yourself, and if you do try this, please let me know your thoughts and experiences in the comment section down below. Before I move on to the next one, the last point I want to make about managing stress, something I love to do is to practice gratitude as much as possible. And this doesn't have to be in like a journaling way, but it's just something that I kind of do on the go. Like at work, sometimes I'll get really frustrated because I work in retail, and sometimes, you know, you need a lot of patience with certain people, and I like to take a step back of like the situation I'm in and just kind of be really grateful because despite what's happening now, I'm okay and I'm healthy. You know, I'm being able to work here, which is paying for my bills. So I do like to think of like 3 things every day that I'm grateful for, and sometimes I will do that in like a journaling format, but sometimes I just kind of do it on the go, whether I'm commuting somewhere, at work, or just before bed. It's something that I really like to do and really does help me with lowering stress as well. Now, my next tip for investing in your mental wealth jar is to have regular movement. And the reason why I'm saying movement instead of exercise, you know, fitness, working out, stuff like that, is because movement can be something as simple as hitting your 10k steps, right? And just going for a walk. I was also recently diagnosed with PCOS last year, which is also why I kind of mentioned in the beginning that I thought my health was like at a low. I'm doing things now to make that a lot better, and walking has been such a helpful thing. I also have been starting to go to the gym every 3 to 4 weeks, and that's something I would highly encourage that you do, definitely to see what is best for you. So for me, I know that things like mobility and strength training is the best for me and for my body. The gym is something I'm doing consistently now for like 2.5 weeks, and I've been going 3 to 4 times a week, and I plan on definitely sticking to that because I recently came up with like a little plan for me with my friend, and it's been really motivational. So that is definitely something I encourage. If you want to help yourself later in life, is definitely to work out now and to make it whatever you need it to be. So whether that's just body movements, if it's yoga, just some simple stretching, your daily walks, or if it's something like HIIT exercises and boxing, something more like intensive, whatever works for you, that's what you should do. But just make sure that you do it regularly, whether that be that you show up some days at 100% but some days you only show up at 20%. As long as you show up, that's what matters. And within this, something as well that I like to do is to also stretch more often. So last year I could probably count on one hand how many times I stretch, like properly stretch, because I would do like a few stretches after a workout, but like nothing proper. And so now I'm definitely trying to include at least one full stretching routine that's like at least 15 minutes long a week in my routine. I would love to be able to do that more often, but at least if I can do that, that would be 52 times in a year, right? So that's pretty good compared to last year where I probably did less than 5. Stretching is going to really help you invest in yourself, in your mind and body to kind of have a better future. My next tip for you to invest in your mental wealth jar is to have a balanced diet. This does not mean that you have to eat super clean, 100% whole foods all the time, but eating whole foods most of the time and just incorporating that more and more is going to help you so much in making sure that when things kind of get crazy in life, you are energized and you are feeling good, because food really is fuel, but you have to make sure you're having the right type of food, right? The right type of fuel. If you think of like a car, it's not gonna run the best on any type of fuel. So you have to make sure that you're giving yourself the top, most elite, most premium fuel, and that is usually whole foods. This is something that I'm also working on, also related to my PCOS. I'm trying right now my best to kind of stick to that like 80-20% rule, where 80% of your foods are really good and really healthy for you, and then 20% is kind of whatever just that you want to eat. Something that is really helping me around that has been meal prepping. I've been loving to make pasta bolognese. It's been so delicious, super quick to make, and I've been meal prepping that and it's been really nice. There's just a lot of other dishes I'll put here on the screen that I like to make to meal prep. It has saved me so many times when I come home from work or when I'm at work and I don't want to go out and buy lunch because it will most likely be extremely overpriced and also quite unhealthy. I can just heat up my food and it doesn't take a lot of energy, so it has really helped me. Something else that can really help you is taking the right vitamins. I've been taking omega-3 fish oil, vitamin B complex, vitamin D, CoQ10, and vitamin C as well, and that kind of like set of vitamins have been really helpful for me, for my immunity, for my energy levels, for seasonal depression as well. With vitamin D, it's been really helpful to not feel as sad, but taking the right vitamins, making sure that you're supplementing your body the way that it needs is super crucial. And last but not least, my next tip for inventing in your mental wealth jar is to have good sleep hygiene. So a couple things that I like to do to help my sleep and my sleep hygiene, and the nights that I do this are the nights that I have the best quality sleep. One of them is to obviously avoid screens, like especially blue light screens, before bed. So at least 30 minutes. I think the correct amount for like top tier sleep would be like 2 hours before bed, but at least 30 minutes to an hour before bed, no screens, is super helpful. I also love to make tea before bed as well, especially in the winter time. Sometimes I do the sleep blend and other times I'll do chamomile, but both of those are really great right before going to sleep. Not eating big meals right before bed is also really helpful. Your body needs to take time to digest, and so if you go to bed right after eating a lot of food, instead of doing what your body needs to do to help you in your sleep, it's just going to be digesting your food, and then you're not going to feel like you woke up refreshed because your body didn't get the proper rest that it needed. And also with sleep, it's an obvious one, but to get 8 hours or more of sleep if you can. Whenever I get 8+ hours, I just feel so much better the next day. I also started tracking my sleep as well, which has just been really interesting to kind of see when I'm falling asleep and when I'm waking up, because it's not things that I think about enough, and also what my average sleep is. So I'm really happy because my average is about 8, but there have been some nights here and there where it's like 6 hours or less, and I definitely feel the effects of that the next day. So it's been really nice to kind of be able to track that and to look at the data of it as well. If you have something that you can track your sleep with, I would definitely recommend doing that. Helps keep you more accountable. Something that you can do is also keep like a sleeping log, so you can track what you did the night before. So whether you did scroll on your phone right before bed or if you didn't, if you ate a big meal or not, if you exercised too close to bed or not, and then also how long you slept, and then see, you know, the correlation of that and how it makes it feel. So yeah, those are all my tips about investing in your mental wealth and your mental wealth jar. I really hope that these have been helpful for you and that you can truly level up in 2025 and just kind of be prepared for anything that life throws at you, whatever this year may have in store for us. Don't forget to check out Magic Mind and my discount in the description box below. I hope that you guys enjoy this. Remember to let me know in the comments, and I'll also be keeping you updated as well with my Magic Mind experience of this new pack that I have. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!